I know this feeling all too well. You wake up in the morning, and your head feels heavy, as if weighed down by an invisible burden. The blood pressure monitor shows alarmingly high numbers, and your heart races one moment, only to feel like it's skipping a beat the next. You dutifully follow your doctor's orders, taking your pills on a strict schedule, some in the morning, others at night. And yet your blood pressure remains unpredictable, spiking and dropping, draining you of energy and the simple joys of life. But what if I told you that a simple solution, capable of taming your hypertension and restoring that ideal 120/80 reading, has been sitting on your kitchen counter all this time? Yes, you heard me correctly. A single clove of garlic. Now, don't be so quick to dismiss the idea. This isn't about chewing it raw and burning your stomach lining. Today, I will share with you a rare, almost forgotten secret from leading European cardiologists. This was a method used by esteemed professors to maintain their mental clarity and vascular health well into old age. So why is it so rarely spoken of today? Most likely because it's too simple and accessible. It's not profitable for large pharmaceutical corporations for you to know how to restore your health with such a cheap and common remedy. But I believe you deserve to know the truth. In this video, I will not only give you the recipe, but also explain how to turn an ordinary clove of garlic into a powerful weapon against high blood pressure. But before we get to the first secret, I have a small request. Please write in the comments right now how often you are troubled by headaches and dizziness. Is it frequent or rare? This is very important for me to understand just how relevant and personal this topic is for you. And please support our channel with a like in advance. For you, it's just a single click, but for us, it's a huge sign of support and an indication that we are sharing truly useful and valuable information. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So why garlic? Many of you might say, well, that's obvious. Garlic has long been known for its health benefits. But I urge you, my friends, don't jump to conclusions. Knowing that garlic is good for you and knowing how to unlock its full potential for your vascular health are two completely different things. The entire secret lies within a unique and truly miraculous substance called allicin. Allicin is an extremely potent natural compound that is only formed the moment a garlic clove is cut, crushed, or minced. And what does it do? To put it simply, it helps relax the walls of our arteries. Imagine a garden hose with someone's foot standing on it. The water struggles to get through, and the pressure builds. This is exactly how your blood vessels behave during a spasm. Blood can barely pass, pressure skyrockets, and the heart begins to beat furiously, trying to push the blood forward. Allicin acts like a gentle yet powerful hand that removes the foot from the hose. It relieves the spasm, widens the vessels, and allows the blood to flow freely, causing your blood pressure to gently return to normal. However, this is precisely where the main challenge lies. This is the secret they don't tell you. I remember an old professor who worked at an exclusive health clinic in Switzerland. Back then, people, especially high-ranking officials and celebrities, would go to these private retreats to restore their health. And he always used to say, "People ruin all the benefits of garlic. We use it completely wrong." When we toss garlic into a hot frying pan, the allicin is destroyed almost instantly. If you eat large amounts of it raw, it's a harsh blow to the stomach, intestines, and pancreas. In the end, there's no benefit for the vessels, only harm and heartburn. They saw that people were eating garlic, but their blood pressure was still erratic. Why? Because allicin, is an extremely unstable compound. It exists for only a few minutes after the clove is crushed. Then it oxidizes, and all its power is lost. Our task is not just to create allicin, but to stabilize it, to preserve its healing properties for a longer period. This wise doctor used to say, "We don't just need garlic, we need its living essence, its life force." European scientists searched for a way to extract allicin, preserve it, and deliver it directly to the blood vessels without harming other organs. They concluded that it needed a special carrier, the right medium that could draw out every last drop of garlic's power, preserve it, and simultaneously reduce its aggressive effects. The result was a method that involves more than just eating a clove of garlic. It is a complex process, almost like alchemy, that transforms a common food into a true elixir for the heart and blood vessels. This is why the garlic in your soup or salad doesn't produce the desired effect. You might get a tiny fraction, maybe 1 or 2% of its true power, while 99% of its potential goes to waste. Our goal is to harness 100% of that potential, to ensure that every drop works to cleanse your vessels of cholesterol deposits, restoring their elasticity and youth. In the next segment, I will share the detailed, step-by-step instructions to help you activate and preserve this power. And now, my dear friends, listen very carefully. Please take a pen and a piece of paper to write this down, or simply commit it to memory. I will speak slowly and clearly, as if I were a pharmacist. Here is the golden recipe we are going to prepare. It requires only 3 simple ingredients. However, all the power lies in the proportions and the method of preparation. First, we need high-quality, pungent garlic with a strong aroma. Not the bland, imported kind, but our local, potent variety, the kind that makes your eyes water when you peel it. You will need exactly 12 ounces, about 350 grams, of peeled, perfectly white cloves. I repeat, 12 ounces, which is about 3 to 4 large heads. But it's best to use a kitchen scale for maximum accuracy. This point is crucial. Second, you will need fresh lemons with thin skin and juicy pulp. You'll need exactly 6 ripe, medium-sized lemons. And finally, the third component is natural, high-quality honey. It's best to choose clover or wildflower honey. Buckwheat honey, while beneficial, can be too intense and may put extra strain on the body. You will need exactly 12 ounces, about 350 grams of honey. This precise combination will yield the maximum effect if you follow the recipe strictly. Notice how interesting this is. The weight of the garlic and the weight of the honey must be equal. And now, let's begin the process itself. The preparation of our magical mixture begins. First step. Wash all 6 lemons very thoroughly, using a brush under hot water, because we will be using them with the peel. The peel contains powerful essential oils that have a beneficial effect on our blood vessels. Then, pour boiling water over the lemons, pat them dry, and be absolutely sure to remove every single seed. This is vital, as the seeds will add a bitterness that we do not want. Second step. Take a meat grinder. Yes, a good old-fashioned meat grinder, not a blender. A blender will destroy the structure of the ingredients, over-processing and heating them. What we need is a slow, careful grinding. Pass all 12 ounces of peeled garlic through the meat grinder. Immediately follow with the 6 lemons, which you've cut into wedges, with the peel on but without the seeds. Third step. You now have a wonderfully aromatic mixture. Transfer it into a clean, dry glass jar. And here, it is very important to add the 12 ounces of honey. Add the honey and gently stir with a wooden or silicone spoon. Never a metal one. Metal will react with the mixture and cause it to oxidize. Stir calmly and slowly, using an upward motion to ensure the honey, garlic, and lemon are well combined. Fourth and most important step. Do not be tempted to try it right away. This is where many people make a mistake. This healing elixir needs time to infuse and mature. Cover the jar not with a lid, but with a piece of cheesecloth or fabric so the mixture can breathe. It should be placed in a dark, cool place, but not in the refrigerator. A pantry or kitchen cabinet away from the stove is perfect. After that, you must simply forget about it for exactly 10 days. I repeat, for 10 days. During this time, the garlic will release all its valuable properties, and the allicin will stabilize under the influence of the honey and citric acid, causing all the harshness and bitterness to disappear. All that's left is pure benefit and strength. After 10 days, take the jar and stir the contents thoroughly, but do not strain it. Then place the mixture in the refrigerator. And just like that, our precious elixir is ready for use. So what is the proper way to take it? This remedy must be used carefully and according to the rules. The recommendation is 1 teaspoon twice a day. Once in the morning on an empty stomach, 15 to 20 minutes before breakfast, and again in the evening, about an hour before sleep. Don't be in a hurry to swallow it. Place the spoonful in your mouth and let it dissolve slowly, as if it were a piece of candy. This method allows the beneficial compounds to be absorbed directly into the bloodstream through the lining of your mouth. You can follow it with a glass of plain, pure water, but not immediately. Wait a couple of minutes. The water should not be hot. The course of treatment lasts for exactly 1 month, after which a break is necessary. 2 such courses a year, in the spring and autumn, will serve as excellent prevention for maintaining vascular health. My friends, I'm sharing this recipe with you because I genuinely know how effective it is. At the same time, I must give you a warning. Despite all its beneficial properties, this remedy is very active and potent. And like any potent preparation, it comes with strict contraindications. Please take this seriously. Your health is the absolute top priority. Our guiding principle is, and always will be, first, do no harm. First of all, remember that if you have any gastrointestinal diseases, you cannot use this recipe. This is especially true if you have been diagnosed with gastritis with high acidity, or, God forbid, a stomach or duodenal ulcer. This method is strictly contraindicated. The combination of garlic and lemon, even with a small amount of honey, can cause a severe flare-up, sharp pain, and a burning sensation. Do not risk your health. Second, if you have pancreatic conditions, such as chronic pancreatitis, this remedy should also not be used. It will place excessive strain on an already weakened organ and could worsen your condition. Third, if you have kidney problems, such as pyelonephritis or an acute phase of kidney stone disease, it is best to refrain from using this elixir. Fourth, and this is a very important rule, If you are taking medications, especially blood thinners like aspirin, warfarin, or other anticoagulants, you can only start this course after consulting with your cardiologist. Garlic has a pronounced blood-thinning effect, and combining it with such drugs can amplify their action and lead to dangerous bleeding. And finally, the most important thing I want to tell you. Please pay close attention. This recipe is not a substitute for the medications prescribed by your doctor. Do not, under any circumstances, stop taking the blood pressure pills you have been on for years. This elixir serves only as an additional support to your primary treatment. This method helps to cleanse the blood vessels, make them more flexible, and support the body. However, it is not a miracle cure that will instantly rid you of hypertension that has developed over many years. Therefore, my sincere advice is this. Before you rush to the store for lemons, be sure to consult with a doctor you trust and see regularly. Tell them about this recipe and ask, "Doctor, can I use this? Will it harm my stomach? Will it interfere with my medications?" Only a specialist who has your full medical history and test results can give you proper, safe advice. Please be sensible. So, we have this healing elixir in our refrigerator, and we are ready to start taking it. But now, I'm going to reveal another crucial secret, one no less significant, which old-school cardiologists traditionally relied upon. That experienced professor at the health retreat often used to say, "Prescribing a medicine is only half the battle. The main thing is to teach the body how to properly accept and use it." He was absolutely right. Our body is a complex system. It's pointless to cleanse your blood vessels if you're just going to constantly clog them up again. It makes no sense to try to lower your blood pressure if you are regularly provoking its increase. Do you see? Our garlic elixir will relieve spasms and break down plaque. But if you follow it up by eating greasy burgers or constantly stressing over trivial matters, your vessels will constrict and lose their flexibility all over again. All your efforts will be in vain. That is why doctors always gave their patients two more simple but critically important rules. Without observing them, our recipe is only half as effective. The first rule concerns the right glass of water. What do most of us do upon waking? We go to the kitchen and immediately pour a cup of coffee, usually a strong one, or tea, but this is a real shock to the system. Overnight, our blood thickens, acquiring a gel-like consistency. The heart has to work incredibly hard to push it through the vessels. And what do we choose? Either a caffeinated drink that constricts the vessels even more, or tea, which has a diuretic effect and thickens the blood further. It's a direct blow to the heart. Those doctors recommended that all patients do the following. As soon as you open your eyes, before even washing your face, drink 1 glass of pure, warm water. Crucially, the water shouldn't be cold, which can cause stomach spasms, nor should it be too hot. Aim for about 104 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius. What does this do? The water is absorbed quickly, like a gentle stream, thinning the thick overnight blood in your vessels. It softly activates the intestines and helps to eliminate toxins. Your metabolism kicks in, and your heart thanks you for a gentle awakening without any extra strain. After this glass of water, wait 15 to 20 minutes. Then, take your spoonful of the garlic elixir, and only then, proceed with your breakfast. This simple action can lower your morning blood pressure by approximately 10 to 15 points, without any medication. The second rule is about breathing to combat stress. The greatest threat often originates in our minds. We watch the news, and our blood pressure spikes. Someone is rude to us on the subway, our pressure rises again. Negative thoughts simply overwhelm us, making it hard to focus. and soon, a throbbing pain begins in our temples. In the modern world, we live in a state of constant tension. Our blood vessels are perpetually constricted, and it has long been known that there is a way to manage this. Experienced doctors recommended the simplest breathing techniques to quickly restore inner balance. As soon as you feel your emotions are running high, that anger or anxiety is rising, do this. Right where you are, take a deep, calm breath in through your nose, counting silently from 1 to 4. After inhaling, exhale through your mouth, trying to make the exhale twice as long, as if you were blowing on a hot drink. Slowly count to 8. Repeat this exercise 5 or 6 times. What is happening? When your exhale is longer than your inhale, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for relaxation and calm. Your brain receives a signal to stop the anxiety. Your blood vessels relax instantly, your heart rate slows, and your blood pressure stops rising and begins to fall. This simple technique takes only about a minute, but can prevent a hypertensive crisis. And that's the whole secret. Our natural recipe for vascular health works from the inside out and the outside in. The properly prepared warm water supports the heart in the morning, and calm breathing protects the vessels from the harmful effects of stress. It is the combination of these elements that constitutes the very system that restores health. A time-tested method from the experts. So now you have the complete system. A proven elixir recipe that cleanses the blood vessels. The rules for drinking warm water to awaken the heart, and the calm breathing technique to protect against nervous overload. You understand, this is not a miracle pill, but a complete lifestyle that helps maintain health and balance. Today, you've probably already had a glass of milk or eaten a yogurt, products marketed as natural and healthy. Imagine you're standing in front of the dairy aisle in a store like Whole Foods or Tesco, surrounded by a multitude of white packages, each promising the same thing: strong bones from calcium, muscles from protein, and overall health. But what if I told you that some of these popular dairy products could actually be dangerous for your body? This is a deception of incredible, staggering proportions. Millions of people, especially those over 60 who are trying to care for their bones, are consuming products every day that do more harm than good. It's truly frightening. Many believe they are strengthening their bones. In reality, the opposite is happening. Their bones are becoming weaker. They think they are protecting their hearts, but they are actually promoting blockages. They hope for health, but what they get is disease. The shocking truth is that the dairy industry has been misleading us for a very long time. Not all dairy products are created equal. Some can genuinely improve your well-being, while others are hidden threats, ticking like time bombs inside your refrigerator. These products often contain hormones that disrupt your endocrine system, excessive sugar that overloads your pancreas, and harmful chemical compounds that trigger negative reactions in your body. It's crucial to be mindful of what you choose from the store shelves and not blindly trust bold health claims. Chronic inflammation and a weakened immune system are serious concerns. The results of a study from the Harvard School of Public Health, which followed over 100,000 people for more than 30 years, were staggering. Individuals who regularly consumed certain types of dairy products faced severe health complications. Their risk of bone fractures increased by approximately 18%, a number that didn't decrease over time, but grew. This reality starkly contrasts with the promises we see in commercials. But there is good news. Some dairy products truly benefit the body. These are products rich in probiotic bacteria that bolster your immune defenses, and others that contain natural vitamins essential for strengthening bone tissue. They are often made using traditional, time-tested methods, their benefits confirmed by modern research. The danger is that harmful and beneficial dairy products often sit side by side on store shelves, distinguished only by subtle details on their packaging. Yet, these details can be the deciding factor between health and harm. A single wrong choice at the supermarket can lead to you consuming a product that slowly disrupts your body's internal functions for years. The accumulation of toxins is a serious problem, but there are alternatives that can help you maintain health and vitality well into your later years. You have been warned. Now, it's time to learn the surprising truth about the most harmful dairy products found in our refrigerators and the reliable alternatives that could completely transform your lifestyle. Here are 5 dairy products you are better off avoiding. First on our list of harmful dairy is skim milk. Often touted as a healthy choice, it's closer to a chemical solution. It may look like regular milk, but with only 1.5% fat, it's marketed as the healthiest option of all. Good for your heart and your waistline. Manufacturers who emphasize their commitment to consumer health use this marketing to capture your attention. But behind this captivating promise lies one of the food industry's most insidious deceptions. The root of the problem lies in a simple law of physics. When you remove fat from milk, you don't just remove its rich flavor, you also strip away its most valuable nutrients. Fat acts as a carrier for fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Without it, your body cannot effectively absorb these vital elements. You drink the milk hoping for benefits, but instead, your body is left deprived. Imagine buying a car only to find that its wheels have been removed. It looks like a car, but its key components are missing. This is the fate of skim milk. To compensate for the loss of taste, manufacturers often add a stealthy dose of sugar. What is positioned as a healthy alternative is, in reality, a sugary liquid that causes a rapid spike in your blood glucose. Leading researchers emphasize that skim milk often does more harm than whole milk because it disrupts the natural balance of nutrients and forces the body to seek out missing fats from other, often less healthy, sources. A landmark study from the University of Copenhagen, which followed 20,000 people for 15 years, revealed a disturbing trend. Those who regularly drank skim milk had a 32% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those who preferred whole milk. The explanation is simple. Without natural fats to slow down digestion, the milk sugar is absorbed into the bloodstream too quickly, placing an excessive burden on the pancreas. But the negative consequences don't end there. The process of skimming milk often involves aggressive chemical and mechanical methods. It is centrifuged, subjected to high temperatures, and treated with emulsifiers to achieve the desired texture. In the end, a natural product is transformed into an artificial, industrial substance. Skim milk also has a particularly dangerous effect on your sense of satiety. Fat is what signals to your brain that you are full. Without it, you tend to drink more while feeling less satisfied, which encourages further consumption of food and drinks. Hunger pangs become more frequent, and surprisingly, this can lead to weight gain, completely contradicting the claims made about low-fat products. Remember, the hormones naturally present in milk also become more concentrated during industrial processing. Since fat acts as a binding agent for these hormones, its removal leads to a higher concentration of growth hormones and other bioactive compounds in the remaining liquid. As a result, you consume milk with a higher hormonal load. This is especially dangerous for older adults, whose metabolism is slower and for whom hormonal imbalances can trigger serious health problems. Research from the Mayo Clinic showed that older adults who favored skim milk were more likely to suffer from osteoporosis than those who drank natural whole milk. Another hidden drawback is the host of additives used to extend shelf life and improve the taste of skimmed products. Stabilizers, emulsifiers, and preservatives with names that sound like they belong in a chemistry lab, such as carrageenan, polyphosphates, or sodium caseinate, are often added. These substances can harm your gut microflora, the very foundation of a strong immune system. So, while you drink milk expecting it to be healthy, you may actually be undermining your body's defenses. Have you ever noticed that you feel hungry again much sooner after drinking skim milk? That's your body sending a signal you shouldn't ignore. Next, let's discuss another deceptive product: light butter spreads. Many older adults, in an effort to protect their health, replace real butter with these spreads, believing they are making the right choice. In reality, these products can be even more harmful than natural butter, especially with long-term consumption. The main issue is that spreads are not pure butter. They are a mixture of milk fats and vegetable oils, often low-quality ones like palm or rapeseed oil. But the greatest danger lies in something else: the creation of trans fats during the manufacturing process. These are artificially altered fat molecules that the body cannot process properly. Trans fats are true destroyers of our blood vessels. They increase levels of bad LDL cholesterol while simultaneously lowering levels of good HDL cholesterol, which leads to the formation of arterial plaque. For older adults, this is particularly risky. As we age, our blood vessels naturally lose elasticity, and this additional burden significantly increases the likelihood of heart attacks and strokes. Studies show that even a minimal intake of trans fats, just 2 to 3 grams per day, can raise the risk of cardiovascular disease by nearly a third. Some spreads contain as much as 10 to 15% of these harmful substances. But that's not all. To keep spreads fresh and maintain their texture, manufacturers add special preservatives and stabilizers, which also impact the product's safety and your health. Emulsifiers, like E471, and antioxidants, such as BHT, can disrupt gut function. They destroy beneficial microorganisms and can trigger long-term inflammatory processes. For older adults, whose digestive processes naturally slow with age, this poses a significant risk. An imbalance in gut microflora leads not only to discomfort like bloating and constipation, but also weakens the body's natural defenses against illness. One of the most insidious dangers of these spreads is that they are often consumed with foods that are directly harmful to the cardiovascular system. For instance, many people spread them on white bread, creating a doubly negative impact. The refined carbohydrates cause a sharp spike in blood glucose, while the trans fats hinder the proper absorption of essential nutrients. The combination becomes even more hazardous when spreads are paired with cured meats or salted fish. The excess salt leads to fluid retention and elevated blood pressure, while the unhealthy fats accelerate the deterioration of blood vessel walls. Yet, perhaps the most subtle but frequent method of consumption is adding these spreads to oatmeal or mashed potatoes. Many seniors believe this makes their meals more nutritious, but in reality, it only increases the strain on the liver and pancreas. Trans fats interfere with the absorption of vital vitamins, especially the fat-soluble ones, A, D, E, and K, which are crucial for maintaining vision, bone strength, and immune function in older age. So, what's the solution? The simplest way to avoid this harm is to reintroduce natural butter into your diet, but in moderation, about a tablespoon per day. If you're looking for a lighter alternative, consider ghee or clarified butter. It's free of milk proteins and water, yet retains its beneficial fats. For sandwiches, avocado or hummus are excellent choices. They provide a creamy texture while actively supporting the health of your blood vessels. The most important habit to adopt is to carefully read the product label. If you see terms like spread, soft butter, or a blend of vegetable and dairy fats, and the ingredient list includes hydrogenated oils, it's best to leave that product on the shelf. Caring for your circulatory health is not something to be compromised for the sake of supposed convenience or savings. If you've watched this video to the end, it means you are truly ready to change your life. Write the phrase, "I welcome abundance and harmony," in the comments below. Let this be your motivation. Don't forget to like this video to attract good fortune right now. Your support means the world to me. But the most interesting part is still ahead. Sweetened condensed milk is a veritable sweet trap for the aging body. Many older adults fondly recall its taste from childhood and continue to consume it, unaware of the serious damage it can inflict on their health. At first glance, it might seem like harmless concentrated milk, but the reality is far more serious. The primary issue with condensed milk is its staggering sugar content. A standard can contain around 120 grams of pure sugar, which is nearly 4 times the recommended daily intake for an older adult. This sugar overload is especially dangerous for those with a predisposition to type 2 diabetes or impaired glucose tolerance. When consumed, blood sugar levels skyrocket, placing immense strain on the body. The pancreas is forced to work overtime, which eventually leads to its exhaustion. As insulin reserves diminish, insulin resistance begins to develop, but the danger doesn't stop at an increased risk of diabetes. These sharp fluctuations in glucose levels damage the walls of blood vessels, promoting the accelerated formation of atherosclerotic plaques. Beyond the sugar, condensed milk contains a significant amount of advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These compounds, formed during the prolonged heating of milk and sugar, accelerate the body's aging processes. They destroy collagen fibers in the skin, reducing its elasticity, and trigger chronic inflammatory responses. This is particularly harmful for seniors, as their bodies are less efficient at neutralizing these damaging compounds. Another hidden risk is the high concentration of oxidized cholesterol. During the long heating process, milk fats oxidize, creating compounds that damage the inner lining of blood vessels and contribute to the buildup of cholesterol plaques. Frequent consumption of such products can hasten the development of cardiovascular diseases. The danger is amplified when condensed milk is combined with other seemingly innocent foods. For example, adding it to coffee creates a hazardous mixture, as caffeine stimulates the release of glucose into the bloodstream, and the sugar from the condensed milk compounds this effect. Many people love to drizzle condensed milk over pancakes or waffles without considering the impact of this combination of refined carbohydrates and processed milk fats. This places a tremendous load on the pancreas and liver, forcing them into overdrive. An even more perilous habit is spreading it on white bread. This simple snack causes a dramatic spike in blood sugar, followed by a sharp crash, which can lead to weakness, dizziness, and even fainting. Some people even add condensed milk to cottage cheese, believing it enhances the dish. In reality, this transforms a valuable protein source into a veritable carbohydrate bomb, completely nullifying its health benefits. For seniors, particularly those with bone health concerns, the effects are especially detrimental. The high sugar content disrupts the body's calcium balance, promoting its leaching from bone tissue. This can accelerate the onset of osteoporosis. Furthermore, excess sugar impairs the absorption of magnesium, a crucial mineral for proper heart and nervous system function. Modern manufacturers often add milk fat substitutes like palm oil, stabilizers, and preservatives, which only amplify the product's harmful effects, raising bad cholesterol and triggering digestive issues. On store shelves, they look so innocent. Neat little glazed curd snack bars, often perceived as a healthy treat. However, beneath this sweet coating lies a real threat to the health of older adults. These dairy treats are, in fact, a dangerous concoction of sugar, low-quality fats, and chemical additives. The primary danger of these snack bars lies in their composition. Often less than half of the product is actual curd cheese. The rest is a mix of vegetable fats, sugar, and stabilizers. But that's not the worst of it. During production, the curd mixture undergoes multiple heat treatments, which can lead to the formation of carcinogenic compounds. For an older person with a compromised immune system, this poses a distinct threat. The sugary glaze is a problem in itself. A single bar can contain up to 25 grams of sugar, which nearly meets the entire daily recommended limit for a person over 60. This intense load on the pancreas can provoke a sharp insulin release, which, over time, contributes to the development of type 2 diabetes. Moreover, the sugar is rapidly absorbed into the bloodstream, causing inflammation in the walls of blood vessels, a primary driver of atherosclerosis, heart attacks, and strokes. The vegetable fats used in these bars often include trans fats, harmful molecules that the body cannot process properly. They infiltrate cell membranes, making them rigid and inflexible. For an older adult, this becomes a critical issue. Blood vessels lose their ability to expand, forcing the heart to work harder to pump blood, and the risk of blood clots increases dramatically. These bars pose a particular threat when consumed with other items. Many seniors enjoy them with a cup of tea, completely unaware that the hot liquid actually enhances the absorption of both the sugar and the harmful fats, delivering a more potent blow to their system. Some people add these bars to their oatmeal or cottage cheese, believing they're making their breakfast healthier. In reality, they are creating a potent mix of refined carbohydrates and saturated fats. Perhaps the most dangerous combination is a snack bar paired with coffee, a duo that places a double strain on the heart and blood vessels. The chemical additives present in these bars further increase the health risks. Emulsifiers can break down the protective lining of the intestine. Dyes can trigger allergic reactions, while preservatives reduce the amount of beneficial microflora. For the elderly, whose digestive systems are naturally slower, this can lead to dysbiosis, constipation, and problems absorbing essential nutrients. Sodium phosphate is particularly harmful as it leaches calcium from the bones, worsening conditions like osteoporosis. Regular consumption of these glazed bars triggers a cascade of negative effects. Fluctuations in blood pressure due to excess sodium, memory impairment from poor circulation to the brain, and joint pain caused by chronic inflammation are all consequences of this habit. Many older adults fail to connect these emerging symptoms with their favorite dessert and continue to eat it daily. If you crave a sweet dairy product, a homemade alternative is far better. Combine high-quality cottage cheese with a small amount of honey and melted dark chocolate. This creates a genuinely healthy dessert without excess sugar, unhealthy fats, or synthetic additives. It's crucial to remember that after the age of 60, even natural sweets should be consumed with caution, paying close attention to your body's reaction. Similarly, processed cheese, often sold as individually wrapped slices, gradually undermines the health of older adults. These small, salty portions may seem like a convenient and harmless snack. However, behind this pleasant facade lies a serious threat. Processed cheese is a product of intense chemical manipulation, something the body, especially a mature one, treats as a foreign substance. Its foundation is often cheese waste, such as offcuts and defective wheels, unfit for sale in their original form. These remnants undergo multiple processing stages with the addition of salts and emulsifiers, most commonly phosphates. It is the phosphates that cause the most harm. They disrupt the body's natural calcium-phosphorus balance. For the elderly, this is a disaster, as calcium is leached from bone tissue, aggravating osteoporosis, while also depositing on arterial walls, making them rigid and brittle. A single serving of processed cheese can contain up to half the daily recommended intake of phosphorus, placing a significant strain on the kidneys. But salts and emulsifiers are not the only dangers. Carcinogenic compounds can form during production, especially with repeated heating. Nitrates and nitrites, used as preservatives, can convert into harmful nitrosamines in the stomach of an older person. Furthermore, artificial colors and flavorings overload the liver, which already functions less efficiently with age. The high salt content in processed cheese represents a particular threat. One small slice can contain up to a third of the daily sodium allowance. For individuals with hypertension, this can lead to blood pressure spikes, edema, and additional strain on the heart. Many are unaware of this danger because the saltiness is often masked by the product's fat content and creamy texture. The combination of processed cheese with other popular foods among the elderly is especially hazardous. For instance, a sandwich made with white bread and butter delivers a triple blow to the blood vessels. Fast-acting carbohydrates, animal fats, and an excess of salt. Many also enjoy adding processed cheese to mashed potatoes, not realizing this creates an excessive load on the pancreas. Consuming hot tea or coffee with processed cheese enhances the absorption of all these harmful substances. Separately, we must address trans fats, which are formed during the repeated processing of milk fat. The body is unable to process these altered molecules properly. They integrate into cell membranes, disrupting their function. For older adults, this means accelerated tissue aging, memory decline, and an increased risk of developing dementia. Meanwhile, manufacturers often fail to list the presence of trans fats on the product's ingredient list. The danger also lies in the packaging. The plastic or foil wrapping can transfer chemicals to the cheese during long-term storage. Aluminum, for example, accumulates in the body and has been linked to the onset of Alzheimer's disease. It is particularly harmful to store unwrapped processed cheese in the open air, where mold can grow rapidly. The toxins produced by these fungi may be undetectable by taste, but pose a serious threat to an immune system weakened by age. If you desire a cheesy flavor, it is better to opt for a high-quality hard cheese with a short shelf life, or to prepare a homemade cottage cheese. These options do not contain excessive salts, emulsifiers, or sodium. For sandwiches, consider using avocado or a bean paste, which will provide the desired texture without harming your health. It is vital to remember that in old age, even small doses of harmful products can accumulate and lead to serious health problems. Finally, let's examine powdered adult nutritional shakes, whose benefits for the elderly are highly questionable. At first glance, these powders in their bright packaging seem like an ideal solution, easy to store and quick to prepare, all while promising a full spectrum of vitamins. The reality, however, is much bleaker. The process of turning milk into powder often strips it of its original value, replacing it with an array of harmful compounds that are particularly dangerous for older adults. The main problem lies in the high-temperature evaporation method. This process triggers the oxidation of cholesterol, rendering it toxic and harmful to blood vessels. For elderly individuals already dealing with cardiovascular issues, this acts as a direct catalyst for the accelerated formation of atherosclerotic plaques. Furthermore, manufacturers often substitute expensive milk fats with cheaper vegetable oil equivalents, creating an additional burden on the liver and pancreas. Oxysterols, the byproducts of cholesterol oxidation, pose a special threat. These substances damage blood vessel walls, promote premature cell aging, and can trigger inflammatory responses. In an aging body where regenerative processes have slowed, such damage has particularly destructive consequences. Regular consumption of these powdered formulas can increase the risk of stroke and heart attack by 1.5 to 2 times. The sugar content in these products is often disguised under names like maltodextrin, lactose, or dextrose. In truth, a single serving of the prepared drink can contain up to 5 teaspoons of sugar. This places a significant load on the pancreas, especially for those predisposed to diabetes. Sharp fluctuations in blood glucose levels cause damage to small blood vessels, which is critically detrimental to overall health, potentially affecting eyesight and kidney function. Many people add these powders to their tea or coffee, unaware that heating them above 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 degrees Celsius, creates dangerous substances. The combination with caffeine is especially damaging, as it enhances the leaching of calcium from bone tissue, which can lead to fractures in the elderly from even minor falls. Combining these powders with alcohol is even riskier, as it destroys B vitamins and harms the liver. The synthetic vitamins added to these mixes are often poorly absorbed by an older person's body. For example, synthetic vitamin D is barely retained, whereas the natural form from regular milk is almost fully utilized. Additionally, preservatives such as BHT, or sodium pyrosulfite, can trigger allergic reactions and asthma attacks in susceptible individuals. The aluminum in the packaging of many such formulas poses a familiar risk. Over time, tiny particles of the metal can migrate into the powder and accumulate in the body. For the elderly, this increases the risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases, including Alzheimer's. Furthermore, manufacturers rarely warn that an opened container should be used within 2 to 3 weeks. Once its expiration date has passed, the powder becomes a breeding ground for mold fungi. These are invisible to the naked eye, but pose a significant threat to a weakened immune system. If your body requires additional nourishment, it is far better to choose natural products, such as regular whole milk, kefir, or yogurt. These foods provide easily digestible protein and natural calcium without any harmful additives. For an extra nutritional boost, you can add a little natural cream or honey. This choice proves to be considerably more beneficial than the majority of commercial mixtures. Nevertheless, it is crucial to remember that for the elderly, Even a minimal amount of artificial components in their diet can inflict serious harm upon the body. Particular attention should be paid to fruit and sweet yogurts, which often turn out to be a genuine sugar trap disguised as a health food. Many people perceive fruit yogurt as an excellent option for breakfast or a snack, believing it to be rich in probiotics, calcium, and natural fruits. However, as manufacturers would admit, a glance at the fine print on the packaging reveals a perplexing truth. The vast majority of fruit yogurts contain significantly more sugar than even popular sodas. For example, a standard 5.3-ounce cup of strawberry yogurt contains up to 20 grams of sugar, which is equivalent to 5 teaspoons of pure sugar. For comparison, the same amount of a carbonated drink includes about 16 grams of sugar. You think you are choosing a wholesome dairy product, but in reality, you are consuming a sweet indulgence that causes a sharp spike in your blood sugar and damages your health. Have you ever noticed how rapidly your blood sugar can soar, like a rocket launching into the sky? The secret to fruit yogurt's appeal lies in its marketing strategy. The label is adorned with bright and juicy images of strawberries, blueberries, or peaches that look incredibly appetizing. But often, these fruit yogurts are simply a mixture of sugar, flavorings, and colorings. The actual fruit content in such products is typically less than 5%. The dominant flavor comes from synthetic strawberry aromas created in a laboratory. According to Dr. Michael Evans, a specialist at the University of California and a leading expert on carbohydrate metabolism, fruit yogurts are nothing more than disguised sweets. They activate the same addiction mechanisms in the brain as candy and can trigger a powerful craving for sugar. The disheartening data from an experiment at the University of Göttingen, which analyzed over 200 types of fruit yogurts, showed that 89% contained sugar levels that far exceeded the daily norms recommended by the World Health Organization. Just a single yogurt for breakfast can surpass your daily sugar limit. But sugar is far from the only problem. Most fruit yogurts are saturated with a variety of additives: thickeners like gelatin or pectin, acidity regulators, preservatives, and synthetic vitamins. What starts as a natural dairy product is ultimately transformed into an industrial mix of chemical components. Of particular concern is the impact of these products on the gut microbiome. Plain, natural yogurt is rich in probiotic bacteria that help strengthen the immune system, whereas the high sugar content in fruit yogurt destroys these beneficial microorganisms, thereby weakening the body's defenses. The sugar in your diet feeds harmful bacteria and yeast, which promote inflammatory processes and compromise your body's protective functions. Think of your gut as a garden that you must protect and maintain, not one to be choked with harmful weeds. Natural yogurt is like planting beneficial flowers inside your body, improving the microbiome with probiotic bacteria. In contrast, fruit yogurt acts like a poison within the digestive system, promoting the growth of only harmful microbes and pathogenic weeds. Many people believe they are caring for their stomach's health, but in reality, they are regularly causing it harm. This is especially dangerous for the elderly, as insulin resistance becomes more common with age, and significant fluctuations in blood sugar can lead to severe glucose spikes. A study conducted by the German Diabetes Society showed that people over 60 who frequently consume sweet yogurts have almost double the chance of developing type 2 diabetes. Fruit yogurt can also be addictive, as the combination of sugar, fats, and artificial flavorings activates the pleasure centers in the brain, leading to compulsive eating behavior. Many lose control after the first bite of the product, which is a clear sign of food dependency. Another serious problem lies in the use of artificial flavorings. Over time, your taste receptors can become dulled, and natural fruits start to seem bland and uninteresting. This creates a need to consume more and more sweets to achieve the desired combination of flavors. For bone health, which is especially critical for the elderly, fruit yogurt is not beneficial at all. The large amount of sugar promotes inflammatory processes that accelerate the breakdown of bone tissue. Paradoxically, a dairy product that is meant to strengthen bones may, in fact, contribute to their weakening. Another dangerous dairy product is processed cheese. This is, in essence, a plastic-like product created through chemical manufacturing, which inflicts more harm than good on the body. Processed cheese, available in slices, tubes, or tubs, is very convenient to use, stays fresh for a long time, and enjoys great popularity. It melts smoothly without forming long strings and has a bright orange color. However, the truth about such cheese is so unexpected that you will likely stop eating it once you learn that it is not, in fact, real cheese. In essence, processed cheese is an artificial industrial product related to real cheese in the same way that plastic is related to wood. It is made from low-grade cheese remnants that are unfit for sale in their original form. These scraps are heated, subjected to chemical treatment, and transformed into a uniform mass. The main challenge lies in the use of emulsifiers, which help to combine different types of cheese into a single structure. To achieve a homogeneous mass, phosphates are added to the mixture, chemical compounds that are also commonly found in detergents. These phosphates can harm the kidneys and increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. According to Dr. Alan Carter from the Mount Sinai School of Medicine, such additives can significantly raise phosphorus levels in the blood. This accelerates the formation of plaque in the arteries and increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes. In a study from the University of Colorado, which monitored 3,000 people over a decade, alarming results were obtained. Those who regularly consumed processed cheese had a 58% higher probability of developing kidney pathologies. The phosphates placed an additional burden on the kidneys, causing chronic failures in their function. But that's not all. The sodium content in processed cheese often exceeds permissible norms. A single slice of this product can contain up to 400 milligrams of salt, which constitutes a significant portion of the recommended daily intake. For people with hypertension, exceeding the daily limit is a serious risk to their cardiovascular health. The appealing orange color that stimulates the appetite is in no way related to natural carotenoids. It is due to the presence of synthetic dyes. These chemical additives can cause allergic reactions and are suspected of contributing to hyperactivity and even the development of cancer. The product that appears to be natural dairy cheese is, in fact, a mixture of artificial colors, preservatives, and stabilizers. Such a product has a particularly negative impact on the digestive system. Natural cheese contains natural enzymes and beneficial microorganisms that help improve digestion. In contrast, processed cheese is filled with various preservatives that destroy these vital bacteria. As a result, the gut becomes clogged with inert residue, bringing more harm than good to the body. The dense texture of processed cheese is achieved through the use of thickeners and stabilizers. One such substance is carrageenan, an extract from seaweed, which is known to provoke inflammatory reactions in the gut and can lead to chronic digestive problems. For the elderly, consuming products that trigger intestinal inflammation can lead to serious health issues. Processed cheese is often marketed as a convenient source of protein, but the protein within it is denatured, making it difficult for the body to absorb. It contains very few genuinely beneficial components, while the number of harmful additives is significantly higher. Another hidden danger lies in the presence of trans fats. Although not always listed on the label, small amounts of trans fats can form during the manufacturing of processed cheese. These are far more detrimental to the cardiovascular system than saturated fats. The remarkably long shelf life of such cheese is a direct result of these additives. In the past, potent preservatives were used to extend the life of food products, whereas natural cheese spoils in a matter of days or weeks. Processed cheese lasts much longer, but at the cost of containing potentially dangerous substances that have a detrimental effect on health. The fact that it can be stored for months without refrigeration is not a sign of quality. More often than not, this stability is achieved through a cocktail of chemicals. So, how exactly does this dairy product threaten our well-being? Let's consider another danger: ice cream and frozen desserts, which are nothing short of a calorie bomb in frozen form. For many, ice cream is associated with rare, joyful moments. However, older adults often consume it quite frequently, believing a small portion won't do any harm. But modern ice cream is a world away from the recipes of the past. It more closely resembles a chemical cocktail capable of disrupting the body's normal metabolism. The primary issue is the immense amount of sugar. A single, medium-sized scoop of vanilla ice cream contains about 14 grams of sugar, which is equivalent to 3.5 teaspoons of pure sugar. And that's just the beginning. Most people consume more than one scoop, often eating a half-pint tub, where the sugar content can soar to 35 grams, nearly as much as a can of soda. In its frozen state, this sugar is absorbed with alarming speed. As it melts, it becomes instantly available to the body, causing a sharp spike in blood glucose levels. This forces the pancreas to work overtime to manage the stress. Dr. David Sterling of Harvard Medical School warns that ice cream is one of the most dangerous products for our digestive system. These sweet treats combine sugar, saturated fats, and artificial ingredients into a hazardous mix. This combination can lead to the development of insulin resistance and diabetes. The long-term Nurses' Health Study, which followed 84,000 women over 2 decades, revealed troubling results. Women who regularly consumed ice cream had an 87% higher chance of developing type 2 diabetes. This risk increased in direct proportion to the amount they ate. But the problem isn't limited to sugar. Modern ice creams are loaded with saturated fats and often contain trans fats, which can clog arteries much like debris in a plumbing system. This is especially perilous for older adults, whose blood vessels are already more vulnerable due to age-related changes. Furthermore, the ingredient list of most ice creams includes a variety of chemical additives: polysorbate 80, carrageenan, guar gum, and artificial flavors and colors. These substances can trigger allergic reactions, disrupt the delicate balance of gut microflora, and promote inflammation. In essence, you are consuming a product that feels more like a laboratory invention than a natural delicacy. Polysorbate 80, a commonly used emulsifier, can damage the intestinal barrier, leading to a condition known as leaky gut. In this state, toxins and bacteria can pass into the bloodstream, causing systemic inflammation throughout the body. The effect of such foods on the brain's reward system is particularly concerning. The combination of sugar, fat, and cold temperature powerfully activates multiple reward mechanisms, creating a cycle that can lead to genuine addiction. Many people find it impossible to stop after just one bite. Portion sizes have also become a problem. Tubs that were once considered family-sized are now marketed as individual servings, creating further temptation and encouraging overconsumption, a trend actively promoted by the industry. Our old perceptions have been upended. A small serving of ice cream can now contain more calories than a full meal. As for bone health, ice cream proves to be detrimental, despite its calcium content. The high sugar concentration actively hinders calcium absorption. In fact, sugar promotes the excretion of calcium through urine, causing the body to lose more of the mineral than it gains. The cold temperature can also pose a challenge for elderly individuals with sensitive teeth or dental issues, causing discomfort and making it difficult to eat. Equally problematic are commercial meal replacement shakes and protein drinks, which could be described as liquid deception. Manufacturers position them as a convenient and healthy meal replacement, promising 25 grams of protein and a full spectrum of vitamins for older adults. In reality, however, these drinks are often among the most harmful products on the market. The main drawback is the quality of the protein. Natural protein from sources like milk, meat, or legumes is absorbed slowly and provides a complete set of amino acids. In contrast, most industrial protein drinks use low-quality protein isolates or even synthetic amino acids that the body simply cannot fully digest. These proteins undergo extensive chemical processing, stripping them of their natural structure. It's like the difference between a fresh apple and apple powder. They may seem similar, but their effect on the body is entirely different. Your body is not designed for this kind of nutrition. It recognizes these denatured proteins as food, but struggles to absorb them effectively. According to Dr. Richard Powell of New York University, commercial protein shakes often do more harm than good. They place a strain on the kidneys, can cause digestive distress, and frequently contain far more sugar and artificial additives than beneficial nutrients. A study by Consumer Reports that analyzed 15 popular protein products found the presence of heavy metals, including lead, cadmium, and arsenic. These toxic substances accumulate in the body and can lead to serious illnesses, especially with regular consumption. The amount of sugar in these drinks is equally astonishing. Many contain 20 to 30 grams of sugar per serving, comparable to a candy bar. This sugar rarely comes from natural sources. Instead, it's typically added in the form of corn syrup or other industrial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners pose their own threat. Sugar-free versions often contain substances like aspartame, sucralose, and isosulfame, which can negatively impact the gut microbiome and disrupt metabolism. So, in an attempt to improve your health, you may actually be harming your digestive system. The list of additives in these shakes is long and unsettling. It includes emulsifiers, stabilizers, artificial flavors, and synthetic lab-created vitamins. For instance, the common ingredient carrageenan can be a source of intestinal inflammation. The body absorbs artificial vitamins much less effectively than their natural counterparts, and in some cases, they can even be harmful. Moreover, the liquid form of these drinks presents its own set of problems. Liquid calories do not provide the same sense of satiety as solid food, which can lead to overeating and weight gain. No liquid meal can fully replace solid food and create a lasting feeling of fullness. If you drink a shake with 300 or 400 calories, that feeling of satiety will quickly fade, and hunger will return shortly after. This often results not in weight loss, but in weight gain. Another issue is the speed of digestion. While a normal meal takes 2 to 3 hours to be processed by the stomach, a protein drink is digested in just 30 to 60 minutes. Overconsumption of these products places a significant strain on the liver and kidneys, which can lead to metabolic disturbances. This condition is particularly dangerous for older adults. As we age, our organ functions naturally decline. Consequently, a diet that works for a young athlete could be detrimental to someone nearing their 70s. The long shelf life of many such items is achieved through the use of strong preservatives. While natural milk spoils in just a few days, these drinks can remain consumable for several months, even without refrigeration. This is not a sign of quality, but rather the result of chemical compounds at work. However, there is good news. Certain dairy products, backed by scientific research, genuinely benefit our health. These are traditional, minimally processed foods that promote well-being and strengthen the body. Among the most valuable of these is whole milk, additive-free yogurt with live cultures. Natural yogurt, rich in probiotic bacteria, has a powerful positive effect on the immune system and gut health. Scientists from the University of Vienna concluded that individuals who regularly consume such yogurt suffer from various illnesses 40% less often. This product truly deserves a prominent place in your diet. This reduction in infectious diseases is largely thanks to whole-fat products, which are essential for absorbing the vital fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Without fat, the body cannot fully utilize these necessary elements. Studies also confirm that the natural fat in yogurt promotes a feeling of fullness, helping with weight management. The second most valuable dairy product is kefir. Originating from the Caucasus region, kefir is considered a true health elixir. This fermented milk drink contains a significantly greater number of probiotic microorganisms than regular yogurt. Kefir grains are a living, time-tested, and highly respected culture of bacteria and yeast. A major European study involving 1,000 participants revealed that regular kefir consumption could be linked to a longer health span. The probiotic bacteria in the drink actively support the immune system and aid in the prevention of certain diseases. Next is cheese made from raw milk using traditional methods. Such cheese is a concentrate of various beneficial nutrients. Real hard cheese, made from unprocessed milk without chemical additives, is high in quality protein, calcium, and vitamin K2. Research from Maastricht University showed that people who regularly eat this type of cheese have denser bones and a reduced risk of developing osteoporosis. Vitamin K2 plays a crucial role in directing calcium to the bones, preventing it from depositing in the arteries. Another valuable dairy product is milk from grass-fed cows. This is a truly natural and wholesome food. Milk from these animals contains 3 times more omega-3 fatty acids compared to milk from cows raised in stalls, giving it a unique nutritional profile that is highly beneficial for human health. For supporting the cardiovascular system and overall vitality, simple whole milk from grass-fed cows is excellent. It is rich in conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA, which has a pronounced anti-inflammatory effect. This acid helps combat inflammation and may even offer protection against certain types of cancer. According to a Danish study, milk from pasture-grazed cows reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease by nearly 22%, making it an especially valuable part of a healthy diet. On the other hand, I want to draw your attention to another, more dangerous product. Sweet milkshakes, a staple of fast food culture, are a ticking time bomb, especially for the elderly. These colorful, frothy, cold drinks seem like a harmless treat on a hot day. But beneath their appealing exterior lies a host of threats to an aging body. The primary issue is the excessive sugar content. A single 16-ounce glass can contain up to 18 teaspoons of sugar, which is 3 times the recommended maximum daily intake for someone over 60. This sugar rush causes a sharp spike in blood glucose, forcing the pancreas to work at its absolute limit. But sugar is just the tip of the iceberg. To achieve a thick texture, these shakes often contain various thickeners, such as carrageenan, which can cause inflammation in the intestinal lining. This is particularly risky for older adults with sensitive digestive systems. Pre-existing digestive issues can be exacerbated, leading to bloating, pain, and poor nutrient absorption. In milkshakes, natural fat is often replaced with inexpensive vegetable fats that contain harmful trans fats. These modified fat molecules integrate into cell membranes, impairing cellular nutrition and accelerating the aging process. Combining a milkshake with other fast food items is especially dangerous. Many older individuals enjoy their shake with a hamburger or fries, unaware that they are creating a seriously and even potentially deadly combination. The animal fats from the meat and the trans fats from the drink form a harmful cocktail of low-density lipoproteins in the blood, which can build up on arterial walls. Add to this the excess salt from the fries, and you have the perfect conditions for a hypertensive crisis. It is even more perilous to consume a milkshake after eating fried pastries or donuts. This combination of simple carbohydrates and saturated fats places an immense load on the liver and pancreas. Blood sugar levels after such a meal can rise to critically high levels, a major risk for people with prediabetes. Furthermore, the cold beverage slows down digestion, leading to a feeling of heaviness in the stomach and heartburn that can last for hours, particularly in the elderly. Finally, the artificial flavorings and colorings present in milkshakes pose a separate problem. In older adults, allergic reactions to these substances may not manifest as a standard rash, but as serious cardiac arrhythmias, requiring extreme caution. Sudden swings in blood pressure can be triggered by certain colorings, like FD&C Blue No. 1, which is also associated with increased nervousness and cognitive decline, a significant danger for those with the early stages of dementia. For those who still wish to enjoy a dairy dessert, safer options are available. A homemade drink made from natural milk, a banana, and a small spoonful of honey contains 5 times less sugar while providing the body with potassium and natural enzymes. It's crucial to remember that in one's later years, even infrequent dietary missteps can undo years of careful health management. One of the most valuable dairy products is homemade cottage cheese, made from pure, organic milk. Fresh cottage cheese, whether made at home or bought from a trusted farmer, is an excellent source of protein for older adults. It contains casein protein, which digests more slowly than other types, supplying muscles with amino acids over several hours. Research confirms that elderly individuals who regularly consume cottage cheese lose significantly less muscle mass and maintain a higher level of physical activity. To make healthy dairy choices, it is essential to read the labels carefully. The shorter the list of ingredients and the more recognizable and natural the components, the better the product. Avoid items with artificial additives and hidden sugars to protect your health for years to come. Smoothly transition from unhealthy spreads to more wholesome alternatives. Instead of fruit-flavored yogurts, Choose plain, whole milk varieties and add your own fresh berries. Swap processed cheese for classic hard cheeses, paying attention to their origin and production methods. Organic products generally contain fewer contaminants, and traditional processing methods help preserve natural nutrients. Support the farmers in your region who honor time-tested, traditional methods. Learn to listen to your body. You'll find that natural dairy products fill you with lasting energy and curb the desire for something sweet. If you find yourself craving sugar after a glass of milk or a bowl of yogurt, it's a clear sign that you've chosen the wrong product. This simple truth can liberate you from a host of dietary woes. You now have the knowledge to distinguish which dairy products may harm your health and which, on the contrary, can profoundly support it. This understanding has the power to change your life if you begin to put it into practice. Among these nutritional allies, natural Greek yogurt stands out as a true gift of health, especially for older adults. This thick, creamy dairy product with its delicate flavor is a remarkable finding for the senior generation. Unlike regular yogurt, Greek yogurt undergoes an additional straining process, which allows it to retain a maximum concentration of beneficial nutrients while shedding excess liquid. A single 5.3-ounce serving packs approximately 15 grams of high-quality protein, a quantity that surpasses even 2 large eggs. This is particularly significant for older adults, as the body's ability to absorb protein declines with age, leading to a rapid loss of muscle mass. The calcium in Greek yogurt is almost completely absorbed, thanks to its ideal combination with phosphorus and magnesium. This powerful trio acts in synergy to fortify bone tissue, help prevent fractures, support a steady heart rhythm, and even improve the quality of sleep. It's also important to note that, unlike milk, yogurt contains less lactose, reducing the likelihood of digestive discomfort for those with age-related intolerance to milk sugar. A true treasure of Greek yogurt lies in its live probiotic cultures. These beneficial bacteria don't just temporarily reside in the gut. They actively reshape its microflora. For seniors, this means improved digestion, a significant boost in immunity, and a lower risk of depressive states, since a large portion of our serotonin is produced in the gut. Research shows that regular consumption of natural yogurt can slow age-related brain changes by nearly 3 years. Greek yogurt contains a unique complex of B vitamins, including the crucial vitamin B12, whose absorption also worsens over time. A deficiency can lead to anemia, memory decline, and chronic fatigue. Just 2 servings of yogurt a day can provide half the daily requirement of B12 in a highly absorbable form. Furthermore, the vitamin K2 found in this product helps direct calcium into the bones rather than the arteries, preventing their hardening and potential blockage, a process known as calcification, where calcium deposits in soft tissues. The perfect companions for Greek yogurt are fresh berries like blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries. They not only add a pleasant, light sweetness without stressing the pancreas, but also enhance the effectiveness of probiotics with their natural prebiotic fibers. Nuts and seeds are also an excellent addition. A teaspoon of ground flaxseed or a small handful of walnuts will enrich your morning with omega-3 fatty acids, which help combat age-related inflammation. A common mistake, however, is to mix yogurt with honey or jam. The excess sugar negates the product's benefits, creating a favorable environment for harmful bacteria in the gut. An even less ideal choice is pairing it with sugary granola or cornflakes, which can lead to fermentation and discomfort. A far better option is a spoonful of oat bran, which gently cleanses the intestines without causing irritation. For those with low stomach acidity, Greek yogurt is best combined with stewed vegetables like zucchini, pumpkin, or carrots. This pairing enhances the absorption of carotenoids, which are vital for vision. It's best to avoid consuming yogurt with meat dishes, as animal and dairy proteins require different enzymes for digestion. These properties make Greek yogurt especially beneficial in the evening. The amino acid tryptophan, present in yogurt, promotes the production of melatonin, helping to improve sleep. The key is to always choose a natural product without thickeners or added sugar. Only then will it reveal its full healing potential. Just as Greek yogurt offers profound benefits, homemade kefir emerges as a living fountain of youth for the elderly. This fermented milk drink, with its characteristically light, tangy flavor, is a true gift of nature for the senior generation. Unlike store-bought varieties, authentic homemade kefir contains a unique symphony of over 20 types of beneficial microorganisms which work together as a cohesive team to heal the entire body. The primary advantage of homemade kefir lies in its unique starter culture, where lactic acid bacteria and yeast microorganisms coexist in harmony, creating the perfect conditions for digestion in older age. The drink's greatest asset is its probiotic composition. These living microbes don't just temporarily inhabit the gut, they fundamentally rebuild the microflora, displacing harmful bacteria. For seniors, this translates not only to better digestion, but also to enhanced immunity. Since about 70% of our immune cells are located in the gut, regular kefir consumption helps counteract the age-related decline of the immune system and reduces susceptibility to infections. Kefir is especially valuable for bone health. A single serving provides about 30% of the daily calcium requirement in a form that is exceptionally well absorbed by the body. But what's most crucial is that kefir is rich in vitamin K2, which masterfully directs calcium into bone tissue, strengthening it and maintaining skeletal health with age. Calcium is channeled to the bones, not the arteries, helping to prevent their calcification. This is particularly important for preventing osteoporosis, a common condition in people over 60. Studies show that kefir drinkers maintain bone density 10 to 15% better than those who do not consume the drink. The proteins in kefir are partially broken down by the microflora, making them almost completely digestible without overburdening the digestive tract. This makes it an excellent protein source for seniors, whose enzyme production may be weakened. The tryptophan present in kefir stimulates the synthesis of serotonin and melatonin, helping to combat the insomnia and low mood often characteristic of older age. One of the unique qualities of homemade kefir is its ability to gently normalize blood pressure. The peptides in this drink act as natural ACE-A inhibitors, the same class of substances widely used in hypertension medications. However, unlike some pharmaceuticals, kefir does not cause sharp drops in pressure, but works smoothly and naturally. 2 glasses of kefir a day can significantly improve readings in people with early-stage high blood pressure. To amplify its benefits, kefir pairs perfectly with fresh or frozen berries, such as blueberries, raspberries, and currants. They enrich the kefir with antioxidants that protect cells from damage. Adding a spoonful of ground flaxseed enhances its anti-inflammatory effect, thanks to its omega-3 fatty acids. The traditional pairing of kefir with white bread or pastries is not always wise, as the yeast in baked goods can conflict with the lactic acid bacteria, causing unpleasant bloating. Many mistakenly add sugar or honey to kefir to soften its tangy taste, but in doing so, they transform a healthful drink into a sugary dessert, stripping it of its probiotic qualities. A better approach is to let the kefir sit at room temperature for 10 to 15 minutes. Its flavor will become milder, and the beneficial bacteria will become more active. Another common error is consuming kefir straight from the refrigerator. A cold drink can slow digestion, whereas kefir that is slightly warmed to room temperature is absorbed much more efficiently. For those with a tendency toward constipation, a glass of fresh kefir before bed can help ensure smooth intestinal function in the morning. As the years pass, the body's ability to extract nutrients from food diminishes, making mindful product selection more important than ever. While overall nutritional uptake may decline, Greek yogurt and homemade kefir remain two of the few foods that are almost entirely absorbed, providing the body with vital energy and supporting health at a cellular level. It is crucial to opt for authentic, homemade kefir crafted with live cultures rather than mass-produced, long shelf-life products from the supermarket. This kind of drink can become a true elixir of health, gently counteracting the effects of aging and restoring vitality and strength to the body. Cultured baked milk is a golden elixir that helps extend our years of active, vibrant living. This delicate dairy product, with its subtle caramel hue and mild, pleasing flavor, is a true discovery for the health of older adults. Unlike many other dairy products, it possesses unique properties that help strengthen the body and maintain its vitality. Known in Eastern Europe as ryazhenka, it undergoes a special heat treatment, a gentle simmering at around 195 degrees Celsius for several hours before fermentation. This careful heating preserves all the beneficial nutrients while imparting unique qualities to the drink, which are especially important for the aging body. The primary value of this cultured baked milk lies in its unique composition. During this extended, slow heating, the milk sugars partially caramelize, giving the drink a natural sweetness without causing sharp spikes in blood glucose. This makes it an excellent choice for those dealing with prediabetes or impaired glucose tolerance. The proteins in it are broken down into a more easily digestible form, a crucial benefit for a digestive system that may become less efficient with age. A special treasure of this product is its harmonious balance of calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin D. A single glass contains about 35% of the daily requirement for calcium in a highly absorbable form. But its true magic lies in how this slow simmering process forms a unique complex of these elements. This complex is almost completely absorbed by the body without placing any extra strain on the kidneys. For older adults, this means reliable protection against osteoporosis without the risk of salt deposits on blood vessel walls. While the lactic acid bacteria in cultured baked milk are less diverse than those in kefir, they are highly resistant to stomach acid. This allows them to reach the intestines more effectively and exert their positive influence. For an older body, which often experiences reduced stomach acidity, this effect is particularly valuable. It's especially prized for its ability to gently restore stomach function without causing discomfort. Worthy of separate mention is the presence of B vitamins, particularly vitamin B12, a deficiency of which is common among the elderly. Just 2 glasses of this drink a day provide almost half the daily norm of this vital vitamin, helping to prevent anemia and cognitive decline associated with aging. A key element is tryptophan, an amino acid that helps regulate sleep, which often becomes shallow and fragmented over the years. Baked apples or pears are a wonderful complement to this drink. This combination significantly enhances the prebiotic effect, creating a favorable environment for the growth of beneficial gut microorganisms. Adding walnuts or almonds will enrich the drink with valuable fats and vitamin E, which has a positive effect on the skin and blood vessels. However, the common practice of pairing it with white bread or pastries is not the best idea, as fast-acting carbohydrates reduce the effectiveness of the drink's healing properties. Many mistakenly believe that adding sugar or jam will enhance its sweetness, but this completely negates the benefits of a low-glycemic product. Before consumption, it is recommended to let the drink sit at room temperature for about 10 minutes. This will make its flavor richer and allow its beneficial qualities to fully emerge. Also, avoid drinking it when it is very cold. The optimal temperature for consumption is around 68 × 20 degrees. At this temperature, the product is better absorbed and does not cause stomach cramps, an approach particularly useful for people with sensitive digestion. Given its gentle nature on the digestive system, this cultured milk can serve as an excellent base for creamy pureed soups with pumpkin or broccoli. Such dishes are easily digested while fully preserving its healing properties. If you are prone to fluid retention, it is useful to combine it with dill or parsley, which will enhance its mild diuretic effect. Cultured baked milk is especially valuable in the second half of the day, as it gently soothes the nervous system and helps the body prepare for a restful night's sleep. For older adults, the main advantage is its ability to support all body systems without creating unnecessary strain. Regularly including a high-quality version in your diet is a simple and effective way to maintain physical vigor and mental clarity for years to come. A mild, fresh cheese, similar to a firm ricotta or paneer, is a true dairy treasure for those who seek to prolong their active years. This soft, delicate cheese with its gentle saltiness and delightful texture is perfectly suited for the diet of older adults. Unlike hard cheeses, it contains minimal salt and fat while retaining all the valuable properties of natural milk. Its preparation, which doesn't involve a long aging process, helps preserve a maximum amount of beneficial substances in an easily digestible form, which is especially important for the aging body. The main advantage of this type of cheese is its unique protein composition. A 3.5-ounce, 100-gram portion contains about 18 grams of high-quality protein, which is almost 95% digestible. For elderly individuals, who often experience a decline in protein synthesis, this product becomes a powerful ally in the fight against sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. The amino acid profile includes all the essential substances needed to maintain muscle structure and repair tissues. Particularly valuable is its perfect 1-to-1 ratio of calcium and phosphorus, which ensures the best absorption of these minerals and eliminates the risk of their deposition in blood vessels. A 3.5-ounce serving provides about a third of the daily calcium requirement, making it an excellent means of preventing osteoporosis. Furthermore, the vitamin K2 it contains directs calcium directly into bone tissue, strengthening the skeleton and reducing the risk of fractures. Unlike most cheeses, it is low in sodium, only about 300 milligrams per 3.5 ounces, making it an optimal choice for people with high blood pressure and cardiovascular problems. At the same time, It retains important milk fats containing conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA, which has a pronounced anti-inflammatory effect and can reduce the risk of developing age-related diseases. Additionally, the live lactic acid bacteria in the fresh cheese gently regulate intestinal function without causing discomfort. This is a particularly significant factor for older adults, who often face issues like constipation and dysbiosis. The cheese also contains tryptophan, an amino acid that promotes the production of important neurotransmitters, positively affecting overall well-being. Serotonin helps combat age-related depression and improves sleep quality. Fresh vegetables like cucumbers, tomatoes, and sweet peppers are an excellent addition to this cheese. This combination enriches the body with fiber and promotes better absorption of the nutrients in the cheese. Greens such as parsley or dill further fortify the dish with vitamin C and folic acid. However, it's best to avoid the common pairing with white bread or crackers, as simple carbohydrates diminish the product's value. A common mistake is to pan-fry the cheese until a golden crust forms. However, this high heat destroys its beneficial proteins and live cultures. A better option is to gently warm the cheese with steam, or add it to vegetable dishes at the end of cooking. Another frequent error is to oversalt the cheese, which negates its main advantage of being low in sodium. For individuals with low stomach acidity, this fresh cheese pairs well with tomato juice, which improves nutrient absorption. If you are prone to swelling, it is recommended to add fresh cucumber, which has a mild diuretic effect. To increase the protein content of your diet, the cheese can be combined with a small amount of boiled fish or eggs, so as not to overload the digestive system. This type of cheese is especially beneficial in the first half of the day, as it provides a long-lasting feeling of satiety without heaviness in the stomach. Its soft texture makes it an excellent choice for people with chewing difficulties or dental prosthetics. It's important to choose the right cheese. A fresh product, free from synthetic additives, fully preserves all the beneficial qualities of this unique gift of nature. Natural soured milk is a long-forgotten elixir of youth for the aging body. This traditional cultured milk drink, which our grandmothers made simply by leaving milk in a warm place, possesses unique properties especially vital for the older generation. Unlike modern yogurts with their commercial starter cultures, true soured milk forms naturally, thanks to the activity of wild lactic acid bacteria. This method of fermentation creates a perfectly balanced product, where all the beneficial nutrients are presented in a form that is most easily absorbed by the body. The secret to its benefits lies in its specific biochemical composition. During natural fermentation, milk protein breaks down into small peptides and amino acids, which are almost completely absorbed even by digestive systems that have changed with age. This makes soured milk an excellent source of protein for older adults. A half-cup serving contains about 3 grams of high-quality protein in its most digestible form. Moreover, the strain on the pancreas and liver is minimal, which is critically important for those with chronic conditions. The primary value of soured milk is its unique combination of calcium, magnesium, and vitamin K2. Unlike in pasteurized dairy products, these elements in their natural form create a special complex that is absorbed with over 90% efficiency. For the mature body, this offers real protection against osteoporosis and helps prevent the dangerous buildup of calcium deposits in the arteries. Just 2 glasses a day can cover about 40% of the daily calcium requirement and fully satisfy the body's need for vitamin K2, which plays a crucial role in preventing age-related fractures. The living microorganisms in soured milk, are more than just probiotics. They are a unique symbiosis of bacteria that has evolved over centuries. They not only restore intestinal flora, but also produce special compounds that suppress the growth of harmful bacteria. For older adults, who often suffer from age-related dysbiosis, this means a natural improvement in digestion without the need for medication. Unlike most pharmacy-bought probiotics, the bacteria from soured milk truly colonize the gut, establishing a stable and beneficial microflora. Soured milk is also particularly significant for the cardiovascular system. The milk peptides contained in the drink act as gentle, natural enzymes, helping to maintain blood pressure without sharp fluctuations. Furthermore, the unique fatty acids that develop during natural fermentation reduce levels of harmful cholesterol without affecting the beneficial high-density lipoproteins. Regular consumption of soured milk can reduce the risk of heart attacks and strokes by nearly 30% in people over the age of 60. Fresh seasonal berries like raspberries, blueberries, and wild strawberries make a wonderful addition, perfectly complementing the flavor and benefits of soured milk. They not only lend a pleasant taste, but also enrich the drink with antioxidants that help protect cells from premature aging. A tablespoon of ground flax or chia seeds will enhance the anti-inflammatory effect, thanks to their omega-3 fatty acids. However, the traditional pairing with sugar or white bread is the worst possible option, as these simple carbohydrates negate all the product's benefits. Many people make the mistake of heating soured milk, adding it to baked goods or hot dishes. When heated above 120 degrees, about 50 degrees, all the beneficial microorganisms perish and the protein denatures, losing its valuable properties. It is best to consume soured milk at room temperature, letting it sit out of the refrigerator for 10 to 15 minutes before eating. Another common error is drinking it ice cold, which can cause esophageal spasms in older individuals. For those with low stomach acid, it's recommended to combine soured milk with a small amount of lemon juice to improve digestion. If you're prone to constipation, it's best to have the drink on an empty stomach. If your bowel movements are irregular, consume it after a meal. Enjoying soured milk in the evening provides the body with tryptophan, an amino acid that promotes deep, restorative sleep, a common challenge that comes with age. Homemade soured milk, made from unpasteurized whole milk, is considered especially beneficial. Such a product retains all the enzymes and active biological substances that are lost during industrial production. Just 1 or 2 glasses of this ancient beverage a day can significantly improve your overall health. Quality of life in our mature years largely depends on proper nutrition, which includes easily digestible protein, valuable fats, and live microorganisms in a harmonious, natural combination. Remember, every trip to the dairy aisle is a choice between nurturing your health and potentially harming your body. The decisions you make in front of that refrigerated case can impact your well-being for years to come. You have the power to approach this choice with mindfulness. For a long time, the dairy industry has tried to confuse consumers, but research confirms a simple truth. Natural is superior to artificial, traditional is better than factory-made, and quality is more important than price. Have you ever stopped to think about how different you feel after consuming natural yogurt versus a sugary fruit dessert? Or how the taste of traditional cheese compares to a processed cheese product? Your body has an innate sense of what is truly good for it. Our task is to learn to listen to that inner voice once again How do you perceive different dairy products? Have you ever found that a certain product just didn't agree with you? We invite you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments of our community.